This is a reflection of some of the works of Michelangelo. Michelangelo lived in Italy between 1475 and 1564 and is believed to be one of the greatest artists of all times. This is one of my favorite works of art from Michelangelo. Whether or not you believe in the Bible, it is hard to escape the sadness of this statue. Depicted here is the Virgin Mary holding her deceased son, Jesus Christ. The sadness in her face takes you away from the biblical aspect and more towards the human aspect. The sadness of a mother losing her child is one that is hard to explain and hard to understand. Although Jesus is an adult, Mary is holding him as if he were a child. I believe that great emotion can be felt. Although Mary knew what her son was destined to do, nothing could prepare her for what actually happened. Doni Toto. The Holy Family was St. John the Baptist. This painting is remarkable for a number of reasons. The first thing to take note of is the face of God. Many of Michelangelo's works of art depict the face of God, something many artists were and are afraid to do. In this painting, St. John is really very young, and so is Jesus. It is known to those who read the Bible that Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist as an adult, so to see them together at their young age is really interesting. I also believe that this painting seems to be very real, with Jesus acting much like any other toddler would act. I like to think of this painting as a blooper shot for a photo shoot that they were doing at the time. Of course, there weren't cameras, but that is how it feels, as if sweet baby Jesus ruined the shot. The flood. And every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. Genesis 7:23. Although many descriptions and paintings of Noah's Ark depict the happiness of those on the boat, Michelangelo took a different approach in his painting. We see the terror instead. The Bible says that no one believed Noah when he told them the world would flood. I believe that Michelangelo created this painting to show the consequences of not following God. In this painting, it takes a much more vengeful God approach than the more common, loving, and forgiving Father in heaven. If the Bible is true, then that means that God himself killed all those people because they were bad. I believe this story is a reminder of the bad things that happened because of the flood, instead of the pleasant and happy things we are all accustomed to. This painting depicts the Libyan Sibyl. Not only is this painting beautiful, but it was also well thought out. She is believed to be the daughter of Zeus. So instead of being very feminine and dainty, she is shown with powerful arms and shoulders. This is definitely one of Michelangelo's much-loved creations. This is one of many strong women that he created. Her strength, although physical, I feel is a representation of a woman who is also strong on the inside. Although women could not and did not do much as far as intellectual things go at the time, they do now. I believe this painting is a step into the future from the past, and a very good representation of what a woman should be. Judith and Holofernes. It is interesting to see a work of art depict something real and historical. This work of art is also interesting because other artists have also depicted this event. This is one of Michelangelo's darker pieces, seeing that there is a man who has just been killed and he appears to be struggling still. I'm not really sure how accurate that is, but it is very daunting to look at. Many scholars believe Judith to be an example of a man's misfortune. Although getting your head cut off is very misfortunate, I like to think of Judith as a heroine. Many other versions of the story tell it that way also, and in this case, Judith was saving the Jews.